the perspective, the takeaway, the silver lining, the way that you analyze what's going on and what's happening in your life is more important than what's happening in your life. So your mindset is the most important thing. There's millions, most likely even billions of people that are trapped in survival mode. And the truth about survival mode is crazy because survival mode is not an actual mode. It's not an actual place. It's not real. It don't have no merit. The only thing that gives it merit is ourselves. It's our own mindset. And it's the ways in which we think. How we think, y'all. How we think is what gives life to survival mode. So how to get out of survival mode simply means that you need a mindset shift. A mindset shift away from what though? A mindset shift away from thinking that you are running, and I know a lot of y'all can relate to this, out of time. I mean, it's crazy because there was a point in my life where I was making six figures, right? Like when I started to make six figures, and I still felt like I was running out of time. I still felt like I was running out of time. So it's really a mindset because you could be making six figures, you could be making seven figures, and you can still be in survival mode. Now, the chances of you making six, seven figures and being in survival mode is not the highest, but I'm saying that there's people who make good money and they're still in survival mode because survival mode is all about your mind set. And there's a period in between mind and set because what is your mind set on? And I like to call it settings. So even if you're making progress in your life and you're moving in the right direction, if you have the wrong settings, if you're in the wrong settings, if you think in ways that's going to keep you in survival, then your mind is set on simply surviving. You have to change what your mind is set on. A mindset. That's the survival mode that you feel. That's the survival mode that you're in. Because there's a lot of people, they start making money in their life. This is just an example that a lot of people can't believe is true. They start making money in their life. They start accomplishing all their dreams and they still feel stressed. They still feel like they're not doing enough. They still feel like they're running out of time. I always felt like I was running out of time and I used it to my advantage at first. You know, sometimes the survival mindset, you can use it to kind of put your back against the wall and kind of see what you're made of. But I'm going to be honest with you, there's a much better way. There's a much better way rather than feeling stressed out, rather than feeling like you're not enough. That's another big one where I'm putting the stars to the big ones, right? You're not doing enough. This one was like a big one for me where I felt like I wasn't doing enough, even if I was doing so much more than the average. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel, I told myself I'm going to post every single day until I reach 1 million subscribers. Now, I aimed for the stars because if I landed on the moon, well, that's what I know now. If I landed on the moon, then I still would be able to make it so far and achieve a lot of the goals that I set out for myself. But what's crazy is like, I still felt like I wasn't doing enough even when I reached 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers. Now we have 300,000 subscribers. I moved to Mexico from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been able to slow down a little bit. I've been able to get out of survival mode and change my mindset on what success looks like, creating my own definition of success. And that took me having to move countries to change my mindset. So I'm very blessed to be in a position to make this video and share with you how to actually get out of survival mode. Because like I said, it's all about the mind settings. What settings is your mind on? If you're on settings of an old paradigm, of an old life, of an old way of living, then that's going to carry over to your new way of living. And that's what happened to me. My mind setting was on, I know this all look crazy, but y'all following along. My mind setting was all on survival, because I came from environments where it's survival of the fittest, and I came from environments where everybody does not survive. And when you're trying to be successful and you're trying to do something that a lot of people have not done before, when you have big goals and dreams, you're going to keep going and you're not going to stop, because you're running away from this. You're running away from survival, but you're not realizing when you're safe. Your environment might express survival, but at the end of the day, what does your mind express? Why can't your mind express abundance? Right? And I'm just writing things different places on the board. There's no significance to where things are on the board. But why can't survival turn into a feeling of abundance? It can. And that means that you can change your mindset. You can change your mindset from feeling survival, from feeling scarcity, from feeling like you're running out of time, from feeling like you're not doing enough, to being more abundant, to being what I would call patient. Right? A lot of times we're not patient with ourselves. We don't give ourselves time. We don't give what God gives us. We have to give it to ourselves first so God can give it to us. We don't give ourselves grace. We hold on to a lot of negative emotions. We hold on to what our environment is showing us. We hold on to how people feel about us and our goals and the things that we want to accomplish. And they're going to call us crazy for going after our dreams. They're going to call us insane for believing in ourselves. And we stay with what other people think of us. No, we have to set our mind on what we want our mind to be set on, right? So it's going to get a little bit more organized here. I'm going to flip the board over and we're going to talk about how to transform away from survival mode to abundance, to patience, to grace. A lot of the times you have a person here that's super like stressed out, because they feel some of those feelings that I felt on my journey. They felt like they're running out of time. They feel like everybody else is successful and they're not. But the truth is, you can't be behind in your own life. The most important person that matters is you. And the most important thing that matters on you is your mind set. So when I was in college, this is when I started my YouTube channel, my junior to senior year, really took off my senior year. My mind was set on posting a YouTube video every single day. It didn't matter how I felt. It didn't matter what was going on. It didn't matter if my schedule was busy. I said, I'm going to post on YouTube every single day. That was my mindset. I'm going to show up and work for the life that I want. And I'm not going to worry about the numbers. I'm not going to worry about how the results are looking right away. I'm going to just learn to be the best creator that I can be, right? So that was my mindset, okay? And even though that was my mindset, a lot of the times I still feel stressed, because there's always in the back of your mind when. You have to let go of the when. So let go. Where can I write this at? Let go. This is for somebody that's in survival mode right here. This is survival mode, right? I will tell you, let go of the when and the how. This is going to eliminate the anxiety that you feel. This is going to eliminate stress. It's going to eliminate so much more than you think, man, because the stress and the anxiety of trying to get somewhere, trying to achieve something, and trying to figure out when it's going to happen and how is a lot of the cause of what's weighing you down and keeping you in survival mode. This is why a lot of people, including me, we say let go and let God, right? You have to let go so you can allow life to do its thing and you do your thing. So you have to focus on what you can control. So there's obviously another person over here who's not stressed, not in survival mode, but you can say in abundance, in alignment, giving themselves grace. They're in a state of peace. The opposite of all this stuff. And there's a difference between the two. Because once you let go of the when and the how, you start to exit survival mode and you start to enter the realm of controlling what you can control. Controlling what you can control. And if your mind is set on controlling what you can control, then you're going to accomplish what it is that you set your mind out to. And what's crazy is a lot of the times we don't realize that we're going to accomplish it because we don't recognize that our mindset influences the life that we experience. Your perspective on life is more important than what's going on in your life. The perspective, the takeaway, the silver lining, the way that you analyze what's going on and what's happening in your life is more important than what's happening in your life. So your mindset is the most important thing. So why wouldn't you want an abundance mindset? Why wouldn't you want to be in alignment with your purpose and with the life that you are living? Why wouldn't you give yourself grace? Why wouldn't you be in a state of peace if you know that this is what gets you out of survival mode and this is what gets you into being your best self, being in abundance, being in a life that's more in alignment with the life that you want? Your mindset can't be, I'm running out of time. Remember the previous board that we were working on? Yeah, right. Running out of time. I'm running out of time. You can't run out of time. At the end of the day, you don't know when you're going to die and you don't know how. So again, I'm going to break this down for you again, and I'm going to write it even bigger because I don't want anybody to think that I'm playing around. You have to eliminate the when and you have to eliminate the how. Stop trying to know this. This is not for you to know. And it doesn't do anything and it doesn't help you in your life. You're not going to know when you're going to accomplish that thing. You're not going to know how it's going to be accomplished. You have to get rid of this. When you do this, when you get rid of the when and the how, right? You get rid of stress, a lot of it, and you get rid of anxiety. You get rid of stress and you get rid of anxiety. And you step more into a reality that is more abundant, more in alignment. You're giving yourself grace and you're staying in a state of peace. When you stay in a state of peace, what happens is you do what you can do and you let go of the rest. Life no longer becomes a race. Life no longer becomes a competition. You're not competing with anybody. Life is in alignment because you're able to look at what you're going through, take away a positive perspective, and apply it each and every single day. You're working on something, right? Like I said, one of the things that I was working on, my mindset was I need to post, I need to be consistent. That's because the work that I'm doing is going to help me live the life that I want. And I can only control what I do, how I think, and how I feel. And if I trust all of me, if I give myself grace, if I know I'm doing my best, and if I'm staying in a state of peace and I'm staying in alignment with the life that God has created for me, then why will I be in survival mode? Even if my environment is in survival mode, even if people from the outside looking in think I'm in survival mode, I can see the abundance all around me because that's what my mind is set on. I can see the opportunities that other people can't. My environment might show survival mode, but the internet has showed what we can do when we just turn on the camera, right? When we just start something. Maybe it's content creation. If you need help with content creation, I got Purpose Driven Creators below, application form. You can check it out. Maybe it's content creation. Maybe it's creating something, working on something, whatever it is, you can see the opportunity for that, even if your environment is different, because your mindset is on abundance, alignment, giving yourself grace, and staying in a state of peace. That changes absolutely everything. Got to let go of the when and the how. You got to let go of thinking that you're running out of time. You have to let go of the stress because you want to be more like this guy, not this one. Appreciate you guys for watching. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next video, man.